Ezekiel, Ezekiel, chapter 11, chapter 37, verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they said, our bones are dry, and our bones and our hope is lost. We are cut off from our part. I'd like to give all prayers and honor and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. The water Yahweh Shem Yahushua for giving us the apostles and the elders of great millstone who deserve double honors, rightfully so. Shalom to the Akim, pushing the word and sincerity and truth and being faith-based and being prepared for what is to come. And what is to come? Race wars, famine, concentration camps, starve, Egypt, which the mark of the beast. 200 million missiles hitting the soils of America. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord lift the whole full into the chambers. Simultaneously, the chariots of the Lord shooting laser beams at the ungodly and the heathens. Rightfully so. Abarat desire the Lord take the course of this video. I'm just a vessel, and a couple of thoughts came across my mind and the spirit, and Abarat desire. What started was Revelation chapter 11 verse 8. So it led me to this verse right here, and I was like, wow, that is an ultimate connector, stack. You know how the apostle says you stack the scriptures, right? It was Revelation chapter 11 verse 8, and it led me to Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 11, right? But then I started reading some verses in Ezekiel, right? And I was like, wow. All right, this is what's happening right before the whole planet Earth eyes. They see, Salakia. They see a great army being risen from a grave, which is the valley of shadow of death, which is you're dead in the spirit. You're not dead in the flesh. We're not dead, we're dead in the spirit. We're not dead in the flesh, but we are being awakened in the spirit, which is quickening us to understand it. Who we are, our nationality, who's our true power, right? This is what's happening right before their eyes, which is so dynamic because everybody sees it. They faking everybody's faking the funk right now, but there is a distraction. Like case in point, there's this Afghanistan thing, right? And we just heard that Biden almost said Israelite. We need to get the back Florida Nightingale and all the Israelites. They know who we are. See, the whole thing is, it's a demon on that guy, man. It's a demon on that guy. When you look at him, he got a real demonic. His eyeballs are black. Like he got his spirit is just being compromised. Hey, cause they got that thing right. If we took the Florida Nightingale, it remember there was a whole talk of stopping the God gene. We need to figure out how to stop the God gene so these people can stop worshiping. This is really epic, man. This is the thing of the future. Like, in the future, if I'm about to sign one of those men, we're going to be talked about, bro. We're going to be like, yeah, remember you did that? He did that video? Like Apostle Hart said, they're going to be clapping, applauding. Oh, yay. Oh, hey, this is the future, man. She prophesied me say before. And so I'm just like, I tell you, I had so many thoughts that I'm trying to like narrow it down. But all right, let's get this verse again. Now, when I read this verse, right, I was just thinking about the exceeding great army. Exceeding great army. So it was a verse up. I tried to do this video seconds ago, but I was like trying to find this verse, but it's right there. It was right there. Alright, now let's read it. Alright, now before I do that, right, let me see something. Alright, let's go up to verse chapter Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 8, right? Now it says right here. See, this whole chapter explains a lot, like a lot in it, which I was just going over it back and forth. I brought this I could be able to get my point across in the spirit. Alright? Alright, it says Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 8. Because this is happening right before your eyes. You understand? The planet, everybody's seeing it. Those that fell out this truth, those that's in this truth, because we could see our there's a video we just put up by the Akim. They had saw chariots right before their eyes. That built their hope up. See, this thing that's happening is going to build your hope or break your hope. Okay? Because people have the hope in the wrong thing. They don't have hope in Yahweh Shem Shah. All right? Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 8. But, I mean, and when I beheld, lo, the sinew and flesh came up upon them. Right? And the skin covered them above. But there was no breath in them. The breath is this word, this truth, this understanding, of Yahweh Shem Shah. That's that breath. So, what we have done, what we are seeing, what we are encountering, what we are experiencing is the awakening of an exceeding great army. Right before the whole planet, the Oncomini, the Oncomini, the whole Oncomini, which is a Greek word for earth, planet, is witnessing this. Witnessing this, the dynamicness of Yahweh Shem Shah's exceeding great army, which is happening right before our eyes, right before our enemies' eyes, right before the hopeful elect. We are all being risen before their eyes. I'm about to stop one of those men. Right? It's a lot here. So, right? Let's read this verse again. Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 8. When I beheld, lo, the sinew, the flesh, right? So there was already, he's watching these things, the flesh of bodies coming together, right? You see these things, you see people, right? You see people. Who was the people he saw? Let's go back down. Look what he saw. Look what he saw. And then, in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 11, then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dry. Dry of what? Of understanding who they nationality. They don't know. It's literally the walking dead walking around here. You know why they dead? Because they don't know their nationality. The 2/3 it just does not recognize who they are. But they now, even the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah is flowing through the whole earth. Through YouTube, through the internet service, all the venues that's able to push this word in sincerity and truth. It's happening, man. Then said he unto me, Son of man, these are the bones. Listen, this is the future. What's happening right now is we Ezekiels today. We the Ezekiels. Right? We the ones. We the ones prophesying to the dry bones. This is the future. This is what he's saying right now. It's happening now. It's just being explained to the scriptures, but we are living it out. These bones are the whole house of Israel. It didn't say no one else right there. That's what to clarify. That clarify who it is. What's that guy named Pizza Man? Vocab alone. Who's the other guy? Sign letter. Clarify who the Lord is talking to. He ain't talking to the conscious movement or the theologians, fake scholars. These bones are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say our bones are dry. We don't know who we are. And our hope is lost. We are cut off from our part. What part? Our king, our Yahweh Shah. That's our part, man. That's who we cut off. But it's happening now when we are coming back to our king. And it's going to tell you that with that, the next few verses down, it's going to tell you who's going to be our king over us. David. In the same chapter. And everything we do on the Highway to the Byway is explained in this chapter. Case in point. Alright. Ezekiel chapter 37 verse 16. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah. Right? Tree, we're going to the word stick, right? H6083, 86. Atazah, right? Tree, wood, timber, stock, plank. All right, there you go. That's what we do. We carry the plank. Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companion. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for the house of Israel, his companion. There go the key point, man. That's a key point. Then we go back up, and it didn't say nobody else. So that's why it's broken down. How it's broken down. You know, you can go deep into it, but when you those planks, which I have one in my living room, which it's when you go through it, the tribes, each tribe and what they named today and what they named what our forefather named us. It explains itself, and it gets in depth. It gets down to the T when you go into each tribe. And that's where they're dry from, because they don't know their nationality and they don't know what tribe they're from. That's why they're dry. But we are out there in the highways and the byways, moistening them, right? Making them undry.